talking about a very unusual, very interesting condition. You probably haven't heard of it. I certainly haven't. It only affects 1% of the population, which is probably why we haven't heard of it. But for our next guest, is something that literally, she said, has been ruining her life.
Yeah, she's Claire Roberts, or Claire Rhodes, forgive me, Claire. And you have got this disorder known as fish odour syndrome, really. But you wouldn't say that what you smell of is fish odour. Really, that's the generic term for it. And we've got Dr. Chris here this morning to talk about this, because have you had to live with this all your life?
No, I only noticed it when I was about 22. But it's not just like fish, there's different smells on different people.
Yeah. Now, this morning, do you feel that you are smelling this morning?
Well, I don't actually know. Sometimes I don't know.
But do you think you do all the time?
I think I do all the time.
It's interesting, because when I came in and met you and your husband Stephen in the dressing room this morning, and I am very smell sensitive, aren't I, Eamon? I couldn't smell a thing. And I said to you, and I'm really not just saying this, Claire, to make you feel better, couldn't smell a thing.
Well, I must be doing something right then.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is, you know what happens, and whenever it happens, it could happen at any time to you, and it causes you embarrassment. Now, does this come from your mouth, from your underarm, from your pores? Where's it coming from?
Well, from my breath, and it feels like it's coming out of my pores, my sweat and my urine.
And is it worse at certain times?
Yeah, certain times of the month on a period. When I take the pill, I don't take the pill anymore. When I eat different foods, meats, fish.
And when you say you don't think yours is a fishy smell, how would you describe your smell?
Like pooey, garbage.
Yeah.
Just from what I've been told of people, not, I can't smell it myself.
So it makes you really conscious, it makes you really aware, naturally enough, and does it inhibit what you do socially?
Yeah, I won't go out anymore.
Really? When you say go out, you mean you're talking about socialising, going to the cinema, or are you just talking about going to the shops and...
Well, I do some things, but it stops me doing loads of things, really. I only go out places if I know I'm going to be outside.
Yes.
And you said people have commented. You've heard people. What sort of things have they said?
Just nasty comments. Have you know, she's disgusting. Sorry.
Oh, I know. We're so pleased that you're talking about this, because, you know, it's something that many of us haven't heard about. And I know you were saying to me earlier, you know, if it just helps one person try and get diagnosed and to know that they're not alone, you
well,
pull
Dr.
yourself
Chris,
together for a bit.
The distress from Claire there is that she's no control over this. If she had control over this, she'd be doing something. She'd be spraying herself with something, she'd be washing, she'd be taking tablets, whatever. Tell us more about it.
But as Ruth said, I mean, when I met Claire this morning, I gave her a hug, and there's no smell at all coming from you. I know this is a stressful situation. Stress can make it worse, but, you know, there is no smell, right? But the thing is, we call it fish odour syndrome, and it's an inability of the body to break down a substance called trimethylamine. Now, that is the substance that is present in fish, and when fish go off, get rotten, it's the trimethylamine that you're smelling. And because they can't break it down into an odourless compound, they develop this fish odour, severe body odour. You know, it's in the breath, it's in the urine, it's in sweat, it's in genital secretions, etc. And the but what Claire is doing, I mean, you know, she's actually helping herself a lot, because she's watching a diet. You have to avoid foods that contain choline. Now, just to give an example of, we've got some foods here: eggs, liver, kidney, peas, beans, peanuts, soya products, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower.
And they've got what, Chris?
Choline. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't see it on the label, but you know, you've learned, haven't you, which foods contain choline, and therefore avoid them. Some milk that comes from cows that are fed on wheat.
Yeah, semi-skim milk's worst.
Is it?
Yeah.
And have you found, since you've changed your diet, has that helped? Do you think
it does help? Yeah, I've got to control it. Yeah. Cut out most things, really. I
mean, there's no cure, but what Claire's also doing to help herself, there are various steps you can take. She's actually taken a tablet called charcoal, activated charcoal.
Which absorbs smells.
It's like a body new odouriser, internal.
It absorbs, you know, gases and smells. And there's another one which is called copper chlorophyllin, which she's found out about, and that also can help to reduce this. Other tricks...
Would you see those making a difference? Have you...
They do a little bit, but it doesn't work on everybody.
Yes.
No,
but there are some other ones as well that I've just ordered called Champex. I think they're a mushroom-based.
Have you met anybody else with this syndrome?
No.
Or taught? Is there a help
Yeah,
group?
there's a forum
that
I go on. There's a few people, but not many.
But it helps to talk to other people.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, you can swap ideas and tablets and information.
And she also takes short courses of different antibiotics which affect the bacteria in the intestine.
Yeah.
And even a laxative can stimulate the bowel so the bacteria aren't there creating this.
And what about putting the good, is it probiotics, putting that back in?
After I've took the antibiotics, I take the probiotics to promote the good bacteria in your stomach.
Can I just ask, Chris, we were saying earlier that I couldn't smell anything. I'm not saying you don't smell, because obviously you wouldn't be here, but today I couldn't. Your husband says he can't smell it
I think
as
he
much
must
as
become
you.
accustomed to it.
Which is a good job, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had all those children, would you?
Could it be that Claire, that it becomes so psychological eventually? I'm not saying it doesn't exist, the syndrome, that she thinks she smells more than she does.
Well, obviously, I mean, she's had this quite a long time, and obviously it's distressing for her. And, do you ask people, do you smell? Of course you don't. And your self-esteem's affected, isolation. I mean, patients have been suicidal with this condition, But, there are lots of things you can do out there, and we've got information on our website for people to check out.
And what about any kind of counselling to help your self-esteem? Have you tried anything like that?
Yeah, they've just put me in contact with a counsellor now so I can teach how to behave, behaviour therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if it'll work. I've also paid for hypnotherapy for myself.
And you've tried that already?
Yeah.
And any different?
It did in a way, but it didn't help my sleeping. Sometimes I can't sleep for worrying if I've got to go somewhere.
Yeah. It's very debilitating, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Have you heard about using soaps that are slightly acidic?
No.
Well, this trimetilaminuria is very alkaline, and so it's coming out of your skin pores. Well, if you get a soap that's slightly acidic, it's actually 5.5 to 6.5 pH. Right. That can actually neutralise some of the trimetilaminuria. So, there are lots of little things that you could be putting together as a jigsaw, to help yourself. And then I mentioned to you earlier riboflavin, vitamin B2, which may help as well.
And Chris, what sort of percentage of the population will suffer from this?
Well, the figures are like 1%, but some of the experts are saying, there are so many out there maybe undiagnosed. Yeah. They might just have mild fish odour syndrome, or just think it's bad BO, and they don't know it's fish odour syndrome.
Well, that's why you wanted to talk about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll find this out today through you talking, Claire, and you'll see there'll probably be a lot of comfort to you and people who deal with this in their way. But thank you very much indeed for coming in, discussing it. Chris, thanks for your advice as well. More information on this, on what is called, remember, fish odour syndrome, though the smell isn't necessarily fish. You can go to our website, which is itv.com/thismorning.
Thank you.